All right, we're getting you exclusive details of what has been said that the Pakistan ISI link that has now been drawn in the investigation and the terror suspects who have now been taken into custody, how they received training from Pakistan and those terrorists there who have been arrested by the Delhi Police's special cell. Let me straight away go across to Shravan Sen, who will give us those details as to who was that individual who was given the task of arranging the IEDs, the weapons, the grenades, and what is being said, Shravan, that they wanted to target the festive season, and of course there were targeted killings there on their list. So can you give us more details to the underworld link that has also been drawn?
Well, in fact, Amita, we're getting in slightly more details than what we had last evening with regards to the role of each of the terrorists that have been arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell now. Specifically speaking about one terrorist, that is Samir, who was arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell. He has a direct link with Dawood Ibrahim's brother, Anis Ibrahim. In fact, he was given the task of arranging the IEDs, the weapons as well as grenades for the entire module. In fact, he was in touch with Anis Ibrahim. And just to put this into perspective, Amita, the D-Gang certainly has a very good network when it comes to logistical support. And that is the reason why Anis Ibrahim was basically given the task of logistical support and funding for this entire module. And for that job, Samir was then told to carry out the further details of the transportation in India. In fact, he was arrested in Kota when he was going to Uttar Pradesh to collect the explosives, and the plan was to bring it back to Delhi. That's the information that we have as far as Samir is concerned. Moving on to Osama and Zishan, who had received training in Pakistan. But the details that are emerging right now is that they had reached Muscat. Their handlers had taken away the passports. They had entered through the sea route through a town called Gioni, and then they stayed in a farmhouse for a couple of days, for about 15 days is what we are being told, in a place called Thata. And there, 3 Pakistani nationals met them. Information that we had last evening was only of 2 Pakistani nationals, but now there is a bit more information coming in. There are 3 Pakistani nationals, apart from Jabbar and Hamza. The third Pakistani national that has been identified is Asif. But interestingly, Osama and Zishan have told the Delhi Police Special Cell that Asif never really interacted with them. The total training days was roughly about 15 days, so it does appear it was pretty much a short-term course that was, or a training that was basically given, in which they were basically taught how to handle and assemble IEDs. Apart from that, basic training in handling small firearms as well as AK-47s. That was largely the broad contour of the training that was given in Pakistan. After the training got over, their passports were returned and then they were sent back to Muscat. These are the latest details that we are picking up.
But also, Shravan, when it comes to the route that was taken from Muscat to Pakistan and thereafter they received their training, and how did they then come to India and their roles and their connects here, but when it comes to the transportation network of the D-Gang that was being used, can you give us more information?
Well, Amita, it's largely known within the circuit that D-Gang main forte is transportation and logistical support. Now, how exactly, as far as reconnaissance is concerned and all of that, that is something that the Pakistan ISI essentially handles. Now, what appears from the preliminary investigation that has been carried out by the Delhi Police Special Cell was that they had planned to carry out attacks not just in the national capital or, for that matter, in the financial capital, but also cities down south. Specifically talking, it would be cities like Chennai is what we are being told that was also in their target list. There are fewer other cities also in South India, but however, the names of those cities haven't been disclosed by our sources within the Delhi Police Special Cell. Now, what's very interesting to point out here is that the Delhi Police Special Cell, in a press release that was issued last evening, they made a mention of the fact that there were 15 to 16 Bangla-speaking people whom Zishan and Osama met in Pakistan. Initially, it was taken into account that perhaps they are from Bangladesh, But it now turns out that the Delhi Police Special Cell is also looking at the possibility that these 15 to 16 Bangla-speaking individuals who met Zishan and Osama in Pakistan could very well be from India. If not 15 to 16 of them, but even lesser number of people could very well come from states like West Bengal as Tamil Nadu. That is something that the Delhi Police Special Cell is looking into right now.
Well, Shravan, because the link of this Samir, because what is being said that he was earlier also arrested in an extortion case, and what more can you get us about this individual, because he was there to collect explosives and also to bring it to Delhi. How was the link that actually has been busted by the special police, and his previous links when it comes to the extortion racket?
Well, Amita, there isn't any extortion racket as far as this matter is concerned. But having said that, they're essentially looking at how the funding basically was coming in directly from the D gang. What we can tell our viewers is the fact that a few lakhs have already been traced by the Delhi Police Special Cell as far as Hawala route is concerned. So there is a terror funding that has come into the picture. Whether at all other central agencies are going to pick this case or not, we do not know. But having said that, you already have other central agencies. In fact, even the Intelligence Bureau carrying out questioning of some of the accused in this entire matter. Because after a very long time, it does appear that the D gang has once again been reactivated. They are once again being utilized by Pakistan to carry out a terror attack in India. This perhaps is coming in after several years, because remember, Anis Ibrahim was already in custody for a few years. In fact, he was released only in early 2000. And thereafter, from Dubai, he had gone back to Pakistan, where we are given to understand that he is now being protected, backed by the Pakistan ISI, and that is the reason why the very route that was essentially used by the D gang in the earlier stages has once again been reactivated.